Hello. Hello. So today I want to talk to you about sleeping. I need to sleep. That's what I told myself over and over for the last 2 years, at least 4 to 5 or 10 times a day. I don't know if you know that feeling, but your life gets horribly derailed. You literally become a walking zombie. You become a hermit, and your patient gets reduced to a grain of salt if you don't sleep. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining me. Please give me some likes, give me some love. If you have any comments, any questions, please type them below. I'll get to them as soon as I can. So let me continue with our topic today. So remember when I told you I used to work nights, and I did that for at least the last 2 years. My kid was starting kindergarten, and I had been working hospital hours. Couldn't do that anymore. I have nobody else in town that could help me with taking my kid back and forth to school. So I couldn't do that anymore, and God sent me this job that sounded great. It was working nights from home as a triage nurse, over the phone, being home to be able to take care of my kid at night, to be able to take care of my kid during the day, taking back and forth to school, his school activities. So it sounded great, right? Exactly what I needed at that time. So both the kid and my dog, they were taken care of. Little did I know I was going exactly in the wrong direction. So, to sleep. My house has 17 windows. I had to find window coverings for all the windows to darken the place up. I got some of those eye masks, and I had them upstairs, downstairs. My dog is old. So I didn't want to deal with any boo-boos, so I created him while I would sleep. Well, the hollering started right after 2 to 4 hours of me trying to sleep, and up you go. Somebody would knock on the door, either the house phone or the cell phone would ring, didn't matter what I did. Bottom line, this was not what I expected. It was just totally not working. At that time, from the beginning until it got really bad, I was working 5 to 6, sometimes 7 nights a week, getting maybe 4 to 5 hours of interrupted sleep during the day. I was sleeping anywhere, upstairs, downstairs, wherever it was comfy. My house looked like a cave. I was snapping at the littlest thing. My brain was always foggy. I was pretty much useless for anything else other than the kid and work. I also noticed that my clothes were not fitting anymore. But hey, I'm working from home, right? I'm wearing leggings or PJs 24/7, so who cares, right? Right. Plus, it's a job and it pays the bills. I mean, nobody else was doing that, so I had to keep doing this job. So let me share with you what I found out about sleep deprivation and what actually happened to my body and what can happen to yours if you don't sleep enough. So for our bodies to function properly, to avoid sleeping disorders, among other things, people between the ages of 26 to 64, need to sleep at least 7 to 9 hours. That's what the National Sleep Foundation recommends. They have a whole bunch of different time frames for all these age groups. So if you want to be more informed about that, you can always go online. The main thing is sleeping enough, your hours, keeping a healthy diet, and exercising. If you have different age groups in your household, you may want to find out like my kid, he needs to sleep at least 9 to 13 hours for his age. Elderly people sleep different. younger people sleep different. I mean, need different amount of hours for their sleep. Anyways, so what I found out is that this was happening to me. It can happen to other people. And this is what I had. So to begin with, I had a lack of alertness. My memory was impaired. My quality of life was really poor. I was at a greater risk for a car accident. My relationships were affected by the stress I was under, especially the one with my son. And that was the most important one for me. Now, there was more. My weight went up about 30 to 40 pounds within this time frame, this 2 years that I was working nights. And I couldn't lose them no matter what. I did everything under the sun. I did everything you can think of. It didn't work. The weight was still there. The gain weight by itself just put me at a higher risk for diabetes type 2, for heart disease, for a heart attack, high blood pressure, and even a stroke. My hormones went crazy, and this is not just mine. Everybody else's hormones can go crazy with sleep deprivation. I was stressed out the whole time due to an increased cortisol, which is the stress hormone. Other hormones such as the growth hormone, insulin, estrogen, leptin, ghrelin, they were also affected, bringing all kinds of hormonal imbalances and messing a whole bunch of things up. Sleep deprivation also brought me depression. My appearance was awful. I had more wrinkles than I had before. The darker circles under my eyes were darker than before. I was completely sedentary. If I was not working straight hours, besides working straight 8 hours straight every night, I had breaks, but still, I was on my butt the whole day because I was trying to sleep either on the couch or on bed or here or there, but I was not doing any walking. I was barely exercising because I didn't have the time. My brain was all messed up. I didn't want to do anything else but try to sleep. So in a nutshell, I aged myself years in only 2 years of working nights and not sleeping as I should have. So I don't know if you are going through the same. You may or may not. Maybe you have another reason why you're not sleeping. But you have to sleep more. And you need to find a way to sleep more. I know it's hard. It was hard for me. Not only it feels amazing to sleep 8 hours, but the body actually needs all that time to keep you out of a lot of problems, to work properly, to function the way it should. That's how long the body needs to how many hours of sleep the body needs to do all those things. And yes, I quit my job. My next thing was to fix my sleep and nothing else. My weight was not going to move unless I fixed my sleep, and nothing was going to work the way it should unless I fixed my sleep. So that was my step number 1. So I went back to sleeping at night, but it took me a while to finally get my body to sleep in a straight 6 to 7 hours straight at least. I used to wake up every 2 to 4 hours. And if my mind wandered anywhere, let's say I woke up because I needed to go to the bathroom, if my mind went off on something, that was it. I would be awake for hours and then try to sleep again, right? So again, I am a widow single mom with a kid and an old dog. I didn't want to be taking sleeping pills. I mean, I could have, but I didn't want to. Why? Because then I would have knocked myself out completely. I needed to be able to wake up if there was an emergency, and knocking myself out was not going to be the answer for, it was not going to work out for me. Benadryl didn't work for me. I was taking melatonin at the very beginning, but it was not enough melatonin, so I had to increase the dose, and then it worked. I went through several herbal teas, supplements, I was only having coffee first thing in the morning. I had a banana before bed, or crackers and warm milk before bed. The problem was not falling asleep. The problem was more staying asleep through the whole night. So after praying nonstop, after whenever I would wake up and was unable to go back to bed or to fall asleep, I would start reading the Bible until I was sleepy again. I was begging God to help me stay asleep through the night. So I was doing all this herbal teas, melatonin, supplements, white nose, cooler temperature, 1 to 3 fans in the room. Then one night it happened. I finally went through the whole night without waking up. It was one of the greatest things ever. I had been using the Fitbit, the one that reads your heart rate when sleeping, so I was able to keep track of my sleeping patterns. I went from staying to being alert, restless and awake from 2 to 3 hours down to less than 30 minutes. So that was a huge improvement for me. When I was trying to get my sleep under control, consequently letting my body start its own healing process, I continued doing my research about sleeping, focusing on other aspects as well, like nutrition and fitness in regards to my persisting to wellness. However, like I said before, my weight didn't change while I was sleep deprived. My body's finally starting to respond to the nutrition and fitness changes that I'm making. But I had to make sleep a priority. This way things can work the right way. And that was my main focus for a long time. So this is what happened to me. I don't know if the same is happening to you or something similar. Maybe somebody that you know is going through something like this. Maybe somebody's having sleeping problems, insomnia, or they sleep a few hours and then they wake up. What I can tell you from experience and from what I have researched, sleep deprivation is really bad. It's bad for you, and just a few hours of not sleeping can just screw your insulin hormone a lot, and then it takes forever, a long time, to bring it down under control. So after 2 years of sleep deprivation, of not sleeping the right way, how long do you think it'll take for my body to go to a normal balance? Excuse me. For how long have you been sleep deprived? For how long have you been having sleep issues? How much damage do you think that you've done to your body? How long do you think it'll take to reverse all that damage? It's awful, isn't it? Sleep deprivation is like the domino effect, affecting your whole body, functions, hormones, organs, in a way that it would take a lot of work and a lot of persistence and a lot of consistency to get all that better again. All right, so thank you for being here with me. Please let me know if you have any questions, any comments. Type them below. Send me a message. I will get to your questions or comments as soon as I can. Like this video. Love it. And have a wonderful day. And I will see you in a couple days. Okay? Thank you. Bye-bye.